correspondent Catherine Herridge joins us live from Washington. All right, Catherine, what have you learned so far? You've got through a lot of this.
Well, this is the 302. This is what the FBI calls its summary of any interview that's conducted by their agents. There's no transcript. The FBI does not traditionally record interviews, so this is a summary that the agents put together and then they sign off on it for headquarters. And one of the criticisms coming into the release of these documents is that the FBI agents who questioned Mrs. Clinton never really pressed her on this issue of intent, why the server was set up in the first place, and how she felt this was consistent with maintaining federal records and also the handling of classified information. And based on the 302, this criticism is very valid. She talks about how it's convenient, but there seems to be no follow-up from the agents as to why she thought this to be the case and how this in any way was going to protect classified information. The other main headline reading this document is that on critical points, Mrs. Clinton seems to have forgotten or simply cannot recall for agents what the specific training was for classified information. And I'll read one section for you. She tells the agents that she can't remember when she got her security clearance and whether it was carried over from her time in the Senate then to the State Department. And it reads in part, Clinton could not recall any briefing or training by state related to the retention of federal records or the handling of classified information. She also goes on to say that she was briefed on what are called special access programs. These are the most closely held intelligence programs that the U.S. government has. But she says she can't recall the specific training that she received or any kind of briefing for the handling of such sensitive information. She goes on to say at one point that she never believed that classified information was sent to her because she relied on her aides not to send anything sensitive. And she could not recall for agents how it was in the first place that this ClintonEmail.com domain was set up. So on these critical questions, she has, in almost every case, sort of a lapse in memory on the details, Laura.
And Catherine, in terms of the top secret emails themselves, have we learned anything new about these particular top secret emails?
Well, one of the things that's striking in this 302 is that if you have been watching Fox News, many of the stories that we broke here on Fox News, she's asked about these specific points of the intelligence in her interview with the FBI. She was asked about the drone program. Those sections are heavily redacted, but we now know that would have been one of the special access programs that was discussed on Hillary Clinton's unsecured server. There's also a section where they ask about an American military officer who was killed in Afghanistan. We reported on this case because we understood that this was an example of human intelligence reporting that was discussed on the server. We now know that this person had cover and was working for the CIA, so they essentially outed him after his death in the Clinton emails and exposed his family to grave risk, Laura.
All right, Catherine Herridge, thank you so much for us
You're
to all
welcome.
wrap our heads around.